The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Career Tips by ex-play student of Intelogik. And today's speaker is Praveena, ex-student of Intelogik, and we are going to discuss about her success story. So before that, Praveena, let me just check with the audio. Please try to unmute the mic and let me know if you are able to speak.
Shekhar sir, able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you for the test. Okay, so guys, this session is going to be of two steps. One about the introduction of Praveena, and second will be the questions and answers, where you will get the chance to ask your career planning related doubts, and Praveena will try to give you tips, and according to that, you can actually take your career to the next level. So, Praveena, in the introduction, we would like to know about something in short from your side, your background, plus what is your current package, like what you got in Salesforce, and also little bit some kind of information about the kind of a job you got, like developer or admin or etc. And after that, then we will start right away the questions and answer. Okay, please proceed, Pravina.
Thank you. Thank you, Shekhar sir. So hi all. My name is Praveena, and thank you, Shekhar sir, for giving me this opportunity to talk about myself. I come from with the background of MBA. I've done my MBA in exams, and I don't come from any technical background. But after in the year 2009, I completed my MBA, and the same year I joined Wells Fargo. It's an MNC. And from operations, then again, through internal job postings, I moved into technology, where I have worked on, VBA applications, macros related, Excel related. Then, for working for 7 years, I for personal reasons, I dropped out of the company, and I kept trying for, gave multiple interviews, learned.
Okay. Also, Pravina, we will request you to speak something about your struggle, because there are some students in this.
Salesforce outside, because I came across few people saying that Salesforce is good. So I learned on my own. I don't know how many I must have given.
I think some
Hello?
network issues there. Yeah, yeah. Can you just
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yes, Shekhar sir.
Okay, okay. I think some network issue is there.
Yes, sir.
So maybe that's fine. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So,
So
I
yeah,
went through
please
many
continue.
challenges. I really went, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, I've been through many challenges. I was almost very much disappointed, disheartened for not clearing many interviews, for not getting selected, in spite of sending, I don't know how many mails I must have sent, but there was no return, there was no positive output only from anyone. So on the fly, I was like, let's try some training, and somehow it is out of luck. I would say that I came across Intelogik, and I joined. So it was really fruitful. If there was anything which I must have done somewhere, sometime good, I think joining this institute. So the concepts which Shekhar sir has covered, the class training, I was very regular. I went through all the recordings. I attended all the class interviews, and I've like consistently gone through all the concepts. I got a clear understanding of everything, and it is like after completing the training, I did get offer in 3 to 4 companies, and one happens to be Photon, where I got selected as an engineering manager with a package of 20 lakhs. So currently, my roles and responsibilities in the company would be, I have 6 engineers under me, and the project was one of the insurance companies, where we had to build, a portal for them, so that they could come log in and they would become an insurance agent to the insurance company. So that is a portal which I am working on. So I am considered to be like an architectural, a very strong Salesforce architect kind of a person in the team as of now. And, after getting confirmation also, the luck is that, I got a very high rating this time because of my performance. So the credit, everything goes to Shekhar sir, because it's only because of him that I am, in this, that confidence that you get is only after me learning and getting the concepts, understanding everything from Intelogik training.
Okay, thank you, Praveena, for sharing your background and previous struggle. There are some people, students in this session who are also having the difficulties in getting the career, and they are finding or they are thinking about Salesforce career. So your story can be definitely inspiration for them. And also 5 year of struggle that you did before thinking about or coming into Salesforce
Yes,
market. That's
yes,
also,
sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's also a kind of
That 5 years, is something which we just can't ignore, sir. It
Mm.
is,
Mm.
so much of disappointment. I kept falling, I kept failing so many times, but it was like some willpower within me that yes, I can succeed. It's okay, let's put another step forward. So I just kept moving on, and somehow, yeah.
Okay, okay, great, great. Yeah, that's the main important thing. Yes, and now the next step is going to be we are going to start the questions and queries directly from the candidate. So before we proceed, guys, please note that those questions which are suitable for Praveena, we are going to take that. Which is not suitable, we are going to skip that. And also, if time is limited, as time is limited, if you have any additional questions, Intelogic's number, our if you know our contact details, you can ask the question and we will help you. So let's proceed now with the questions. The question box is available for you guys. Please start your questions. The suitable questions for Praveena, we are going to take it. Okay, so Praveena, there is a question about the what kind of preparation is required, especially for development and also the programming interviews. This is a question from Aniket.
Sir, I'll be very honest, sir. I just
Yeah.
I went through. I attended all your class trainings, and I went through all the recordings more than, at least not less than 3 times, sir.
Okay.
Just to get a grip on the concepts, I kept listening to all the recordings. I took the Sunday sessions that we had, open questions, if at all that we had. I went through even those questions, something which on the fly interviewer might ask something out of the box. So I covered all the recordings, and I kept listening for more than 3 times, sir. Every recording for more than 3 times.
Okay, great. There is one more question is about from Mayur in terms of the resume. I think he's asking, and also the what kind of preparation required. Do we need to have full information? Okay, so there's a question about the resume. Fine, guys. So resume things we will take care. So whenever you have any questions about your resume and all, you can contact us. Project, resume, and other things that will take care. But the second part of the question, which you can manage, Praveena, is do we have to have full information about LWC and Lightning Aura component? And that is a question from Mayur. Please proceed.
See, just go through the sessions that has been covered from Intelogik training. They will ask about LWC. They will ask about the components. They will, on the fly, they will also ask you to share the screen and, come just come up with a page where a record is created in the Salesforce database. That is something which they will ask you on the fly. So have that confidence. Just keep doing the assignments which is given from the Intelogik training. If you prepare that, I think that would be more than enough for you to clear the interview.
Okay. There are 2 3 questions almost common from multiple students is about like the sequence in terms of exam, like you have given the exam certifications after the placement or before the placement, or what was the sequence of your preparation. That is a question by 2 3 students.
As I said earlier, I just went through all the recordings for more than 3 times. I went through the bonus session recordings as well. So whatever the PDF documents which had with regards to the questions that we could come across, I went through that. And that's the only preparation that I would say that is more than enough, because as of now, I for the past 3 months I think I've taken 40 plus interviews in Photon, and most of them are lacking the basic understanding of Salesforce, most of them. So I would say just as a clear picture, just understand the concepts which is being covered. That is more than enough for you.
Okay. There is a question, what kind of questions they ask in the interview, and how much percentage the questions came from development.
Um, See, it depends upon the profile. If the profile, if the JD is needing for a developer role, then they would ask more of development related questions, and if it's related to administrator, then they would ask similarly. And these days, what as one of the members of the interview panel, I would say that we are seeing person who is good with Apex, and also having a knowledge on LWC, because you never know when the client will be asking to come up with some LWC component as such. So we are asking that whether they have that knowledge or not. So having that minimum knowledge so that you answer the questions would be very much satisfying to the interviewer, that you have that knowledge. That would suffice for the interview, for you to clear the round.
Okay, great. There's a question about like how was your daily schedule in preparation, how many hours you practiced per day, and how you manage with your family responsibilities and interview preparation. These are also some questions coming.
I have given almost more than at least 15 hours I have given, because I had no job that time. I was only going through the early morning 8 o'clock session that we had, and after that I went through the recordings that we had past for the past days of the past weeks. I kept learning. I kept doing the assignments every day. I used to send the assignments to sir through mail. At times, when I thought that I must have got some maybe I must have mistook some of the concept, I would again redo the assignment for me to get that confidence. So I must have given not less than 15 hours. Then after that, I attended the interviews, and even now after joining Photon also, I am still going through the recordings, to be very honest.
Okay. There are questions about number of rounds in the interview. So can you tell me something about that? Approximately how many rounds were there?
Sir, four to five companies I have given interviews, sir, and it is mostly the first round itself was a technical round where I have cleared, and the next round was the HR discussion.
Okay.
They didn't take me to any other second round of technical interview or the client interview.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
There are questions about from about freshers. Like the question is from Megha and Ajay. Like, what about a fresher? So, what do you think about the freshers, and do they have opportunities in the market, and etc. So, please tell something about that as per your observation.
Yes, we do have a lot of opportunities, because okay, so I have been seeing past 3 months people who claim to have 5, 3+ years of experience, 5 years of experience, and if you ask them anything with regards to pick list related, they don't have that knowledge of what global pick list is also, and they claim to say that they come with 3+ years of experience, 5 years of experience.
Interesting.
But as a fresher, and if you come across any interview, and when you are this strong with the knowledge that you carry, I would say that you should supersede those people. I would say just don't think that you don't have any past experience, but the only thing that an interviewer would see is whether you got that knowledge or not.
Okay, yeah, that is also quite interesting that they were not having idea about global pick list also. So yeah, knowledge is definitely required. There are some questions about the background, like, so as you came from non-IT background, banking operations or MBA background, etc. So how you managed the things in the interview, and what kind of difficulty you faced being a non-IT person or MBA person while coming to the Salesforce industry? That is also one question.
Yes, as I said that, in my first company, I moved to technology through internal job posting. But that was not Salesforce application that I worked on. I worked on VBA application. So, working on the, VBA Excel related application, living there, I learned what SDLC is, what server is, what database is, what SQL is. So these basic information I learned that time. But understanding what Salesforce is, what the concept of Salesforce is, what cloud application is everything that I came to know only after joining Intelogik's training.
Okay, there are some questions about certifications, like for example, Deepyan asking about mandatory to have certification, or for example, Deepak is asking you have any certifications. So yeah, so something about certification. Can you please tell what the audience, is it necessary, and how many certifications you have?
No, I don't have any certification, and I don't, I didn't ask for person whether they hold any certification, as long as you have the clarity of the concepts.
That's
If you do certification, and if you are not able to answer to the question which I asked you with regards to Salesforce,
correct.
does it make any sense?
Yes, correct. Okay, next is there is a question that which 5 topics in the entire admin developer you will recommend to focus more as per your experience in the interviews? Admin developer combined together, top 5 topics.
I would say admin come developer, give more of focus on the development, because there are many in the market having administrative skills. But if you want to outshine from others, try to brush up more on the development skills, because if you cover the development related, you will already be a master in the administration part.
Okay, and also one more question. After training, how many weeks or months or duration you are taken to get the job?
Okay. After training, I think 1 month I have taken to self prepare,
Mhm.
to cover all the topics,
Mhm.
to go through the bonus sessions, everything. Then, Shekhar sir did say that, learning is never ending. Learning is never ending. You have to keep learning even after getting a job. So, having a clarity that, this should suffice for me to clear an interview, is when I started taking the interviews. And, by God's grace, I got selected similarly. But after that also, I continued the learning. So I would recommend the same to all of us.
Okay, great. One more question. How, like, first is the statement is you got a very good package. How you negotiated with them to get this package? Any tips in terms of negotiation?
That's really that's very nice, very kind of you to ask this question. In fact, I was in no plan of moving into this company because I had another one. It was an MNC. Similarly, I had a thought of moving to other company, but Photon company was actually giving me this offer in hand. They were ready to increase the package also, but I was like, package is I never expected this package, but I just got it. I never asked that I need to have this package. I never told that. It is they who offered from front.
Okay. Also, there are some questions about the getting the job opportunities. So please note, guys, in the Telegram group and all the various job websites, the job opportunities are there. Even in our Telegram group, you can get it. And apart from that, also there is a question about career gaps, resumes, and what to explain in the interview, what to say in the interview, resume, etc. For that, we will help you. So you don't need to worry about that. Those are our students. You can just focus on learning, and at the end, we will guide you. We will help you for the same. So don't worry about that. And next is also there is a question about the uh, percentage question that is done and how many days that also is done. Um, okay, so there's a question about how you minimized the knowledge loss. Means in simple words, the meaning of the question is that the learning is vast, syllabus is vast, and at the end also it's vast. So like how you manage to ensure that you are not having any knowledge loss, you try to cover and learn almost everything. Like how you plan this, that is the question by Rachna.
It is because I was regular in the class trainings. In all the class trainings, I was regular. I have completed all my assignments on time. So that is how I kept a timetable for myself so that I covered these many recordings per day. I have to cover these many assignments, on regular basis, complete this assignment and send it to sir, and and to check whether what you have done is correct or not. So this is what I kept as a timetable for self, so that I am on track.
Okay, there is one more question that in the interview, did they ask you to write any code or logic?
Yes, they did. They did. They asked me to write, create an Aura application. On the fly, just create two fields on a page and try to. That is the same example which I've given earlier, and asking me to reflect that a value as a record in the database. So they did ask me. I gave it in to Photon team.
Okay, there is a question about moving to QA and something like that. Okay, so please note, maybe Praveena is not suitable for this. So actually, please note, if anyone wants to move to QA, then you can learn first of all admin, and then you can learn any automation tool or testing tool. And more information if you need, you can contact our team. Also, there is one question about the resume, question about the career gap or experience, not having experience, having experience, other experience, etc. Those questions also we will guide you, will help you. And being a fresher or being getting a first job, how to get a good package for all these things, please note, guys. We will guide you. You don't worry about that if you are a student. And that's why here I'm skipping those questions as it is not suitable for this journey. As Praveena also got the same guidance in her journey of learning. So you guys just focus on learning right now. At the end, we will help you, guide you for your resume and etc. Also, there are some questions about the mock interviews. Please note, we regularly provide the opportunities for you guys in the Telegram for getting the mock interview done by industries HR. So you can test before going to any interview. If you want to test yourself, then you can test by going to that mock interview session, applying for that, and in the industry, what kind of standard, difficult, complex questions will be coming. Those questions will be coming across you, and you can test your caliber by this facility. It's such kind of opportunities also regularly we give in the Telegram group. There is one more question that I'm scared about the interviews. How to crack the interview? So Anil is asking a kind of suggestion like how to overcome that fear to you about interviews.
Anil, I don't know why you being scared. You know, I don't know what to say. I would say just face the interviews. You know, there is no monster on the other side. There's also another human being just like us. It is end of the day that we need a job. So keep your fears away. You know the concepts. You are at the right place, in the right training, I would say. Just follow what Shekhar sir is saying. Learn, get a grip on all the concepts, and without any fear, face it.
Yeah, good. So your suggestion is very much useful. Like we don't need to scare or unnecessarily have any difficult thoughts about the interviewer. He's also human being. You're right. Right. Okay. So also there are questions about the career gap issue. Please note, contact us. We'll guide you. And next is there's a question about if we don't have any certifications, then in this case, will the package be less? That is a question by Arjun.
And I wouldn't say certification will make the practice less to you. I would say just focus to have a job first by attending the class trainings, learning, and post that if you got the time, clear for the certifications. I would say certifications will add value to your resume. But if you ask me what is more important, is that a certification or a job? I would say it's a job. After getting a job, if you really got the bandwidth, I would say go for certifications. But first get a job.
Okay, great. We are having almost 10 minutes more. Next question is by Uma Maheshwar. After completing your training, which side you want choose either admin or developer? I think he's trying to ask you which side you are interested, or maybe you have taken the step towards that direction, admin or developer.
I see. With the job descriptions that you get in the market, I applied in LinkedIn, in Times Job, in Naukri. I went through the JD. The JD which says having idea on the LWC, having idea on the security model of Salesforce, having idea on the deployment sides, on the migration chain sets, and so these are the things that I have seen in the JD. And necessarily, if you see, not everything that you will be knowing in the JD. So I didn't focus that I need to get into admin side or in development side. It is like job was necessary for me. It was, if I clear the role, if it was admin or development, based on the skill set that I had given in the interview, I should be given that role. So I didn't focus on that. I'm sorry, but maybe I was wrong, but I didn't focus whether to move into admin side or the development side. I just attended the interview.
Okay. There is a question. Have you faced any out of the box questions? So maybe the candidate is trying to ask you maybe some out of the syllabus, maybe, or some kind of unknown question, something like that. I think he's trying to ask you. So any questions like this you faced?
Yes, they actually. I remember they asking me about view state related. You get an error in the Visual Force page when the KB size, the view state size is increased.
Right.
So that was a question which they asked, and I was not aware of that. I did say that I don't know. But as if out of 10, if you're not able to answer one or two, I don't think that would be considered, because most of the questions have been covered to us in the Intelogik training. So I would say just focus on what is given to us, and that would clear us the interview.
Okay. So Praveena, one assignment I would like to give you after this session, even though you got the job. And my assignment
Yes,
is
sir.
there is a session we have on the Visual Force view state error, that 75 KB error. Okay. So after this session,
Okay,
you
okay.
take your time and once go through that also. So that knowledge also you will get. So that will also help you to
Okay, sir.
plan in the further job. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Next question is that how to get high packages like you? Minku is asking.
So as me too, I told earlier, I didn't ask for any bracket in the interview. It is like, you know, they have seen the skill set that I hold it in the interview. They have seen the, you know, the concepts clarity that I had, and based on that, they have approached me with this package. I didn't ask them that I need to have this. I never did that, because, you know, after 5 years of of trial which I had, for me getting a job was only a blessing. And you know, the, you know, getting this package was like, you know, I was like, did I really get this? Even now at times I feel that, but yes, I did. I am taking.
Good, good. Yeah. Also, there are some questions about like, shall I go for enter into the market as a fresher, or how much experience, or what kind of interviews or resumes, or shall I go as an experienced person? All those people, don't worry. You just mail me, and we will help you. You know my email address. Mail me. We will help you for the same. And there's a question: what kind of questions they're asking in LWC?
In LWC, I would say the concepts of the components, you know, the subcomponents, the sibling components, how they call the, how one component calls to other components. You know, these are few things, the concepts they will ask, and yeah, as of now, this is what I remember.
Okay. Sagar is asking, is there any training provided to you after joined the company? Means, are you getting any training from your company also?
No, not at all, Sagar. I don't think any company would again give interview to take training for us separately, because, you know, you are being hired to work for them. So but I would say that most of the companies don't provide training for us again.
That's right. You're right. Because they're expecting us to start working
Yes.
from the day one, and they're expecting us to have knowledge. So only for the freshers or maybe some kind of college pass outs, they may give some training. Otherwise, they will expect us to start from the day one itself. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, sir.
Next, when you were jobless for 5 years, it is definitely a difficult thing. Even I am facing the same problem, mentally getting frustrated. So, how you kept yourself motivated during the training days? I really need your guidance as my sister. Okay, so there's a question by Ajay. He's like facing the same problem, I think. So he's asking like, as a sister, you can motivate him because he is not getting the motivation. He's frustrated.
Ajay, I would say, you know, you have to be a spark for yourself. You know, you have to self-motivate every day, because 5 years was no less for me. I don't know how much I must have broken down, how much I must have fallen on my face. But, you know, I always like, you know, it's okay. Let's move forward. Let's put a step. It's okay. It is never a day that, you know, I thought that I won't get. I will get. Why will I not get? That always, that spirit I had, the positive attitude I had. So maybe that could be one of the reason that, you know, I'm taking this job now. So I would say, Ajay, this is you know, life is like that. Just keep going. There, you have to be a motivation for yourself.
Yeah, correct, correct. We have to motivate ourselves because it's our life, and that's right. What is your designation in the current company, and have you started working?
Yes, since day one, I am working. I am in a position of engineering manager one. This is my designation, and I joined in the month of April in Photon, and as 6 months happened, as 6 months happened, 30th June, I given my appraisal, you know, self appraisal I have given, and I also got a good rating also, because I have performed good. So just just Ajay, I would say there is don't feel anytime short because someone is succeeding and you are not able to. I would say this is maybe this is not the time, but tomorrow it will be.
Yeah, correct, great. So I hope Ajay and other people who are struggling like this got some inspiration, because you, whatever you are facing, Praveena faced the same problem for almost 5 years. That's a big duration, but still, motivation is very important. And now, almost 4 or 5 minutes we have. So let's take the question. There is a question like, what kind of work they will expect from a fresher or beginner level college pass out?
Okay. See, we all are aware as a fresher, as a college pass out, how the students are groomed with what knowledge they have come in the company. They really need that, time to absorb where they are, giving the task, how would they perform. So, the managers, the company will give you that time, that bandwidth for you to spread your wings. So I wouldn't say that doesn't mean that you just take your own time. I would say just focus. Every day is every day. Try to give every day your best.
Okay, great. There is also one more question about English communication. So those students who are not good in English, so what you will recommend them? Like advanced level English is required, or as per your understanding of this market, even basic level English is fine?
I see. Salesforce has nothing to do with English. Okay, as long as you understand what the interviewer is asking, as long as you are giving the right answer, what interview is expecting, that should work. And tomorrow, when you have been placed in any job, if you are able to communicate so that the other person understands, that should suffice. That should be enough.
Hmm.
So if at all you're lacking in that place, I would say that daily try to read any article. Daily, just do that. Daily try do a reading for self. That would improve eventually.
Okay, good. Next is there is a question about the job industry of Salesforce outside of India. Okay, so again, maybe the question is not suitable for this session. You can contact us, Mayur, and we will guide you according to what country visa you have. So don't worry. And there is one more question is in terms of the other clouds. So Karthik is asking, will the interviewer ask anything about other clouds present in Salesforce?
Most of the time they will ask you what is that cloud module that you have worked on and you got that knowledge. So as see, concepts are the same, and if at all they ask you some of the cloud, just let them know that I didn't get a chance to work on this earlier because it's a paid application. So as of now, I do have knowledge on Sales Cloud and the Service Cloud. But if given a chance, I am ready to learn. This positive attitude will make you win.
Yes, correct. Okay. Next is there is a question about you, are you taking course in offline or online? Okay, we are having only online training. So let me move to the next question. And the next is only if I have admin developer knowledge, then that is enough, or is it necessary to have LWC integration knowledge also? Garima is asking. Okay, guys, I can see there is some network issue maybe from Praveena. So just wait. We will call her and we'll check. Okay, just wait for 1 minute. Anyways, we are at the end of the session, but still we will call her and check. Please wait. Yeah, Praveena, can you hear us?
Hello?
Yeah, I think we lost you for a few seconds, but now we can hear you. Can I ask the question again?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
Yes,
we're
sir.
having last 2 minutes. So the question was, Garima is asking, if I focus on admin developer, is that enough, or is it necessary to also learn LWC and integration?
I would say better learn, I would say, because you never know what the interviewer will be asking you. So have that basic information of what LWC is, what integration is, what REST and SOAP is. Just have this basic information. Instead of we being blank in the interview, having little bit of knowledge and sharing that knowledge to the interviewer, saying that, I do have knowledge about this, but I didn't get a chance to work in the real-time project. So if you give this information, I think that would be nice, instead of going to the interview without any knowledge.
Okay, there is a question about a remote job. So the question is like, did you get the remote job, and are there good number of remote jobs available in Salesforce market?
Yes, currently I'm working on remote, and we do have, they are many companies who are encouraging remote. Few companies are, they expect us to work from office, but it depends from company to company. But I would also say it depends from project to project also. And yes, we do have. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah. Okay. There is also one question about like preparation time for LWC and integration. How many hours you spend every day on these difficult topics?
LWC, see, I didn't put a target like for this concept, I need to keep this much of time. For integration, this much time I need to allocate. For this topic, I need to allocate this much of time. I didn't put anything as such. I just followed. I was, I attended the, trainings. I have been regular on that. I completed all my assignments on time. For self preparation, I have done the assignment more than twice at time, maybe at least minimum 2 times. And I covered all the topics. So
Okay.
that's it.
Okay. Last but one question. Congratulations, Praveena. In interview, anyone ask you about trailhead points?
About
Trailhead points. Trailhead.
no, I no.
Okay. And the last.
Nobody have asked.
Okay. And the last question. Why did you choose Salesforce rather than other technologies? Mungara is asking.
I in Why did I choose Salesforce? Because it's a cloud application, and I heard from a few of the my classmates who have been working in Salesforce, and they said that just give a try. It is very much easy. You can understand the concepts, because having a VBA knowledge earlier, working on that application, having basic understanding of what technology is, I think you can pick up on Salesforce is something which they told me, and it was luck by chance that I continued in Salesforce. But otherwise, I have done certifications in Python also. I've done certification in C Sharp, and C++. During pandemic time, I've done certification on HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So I did all this learning. So I don't know, somehow I just got placed. I just made my mind of moving into Salesforce, and I got into the right training, I would say.
Excellent. So that's it, guys, and everyone for this session. And also, special thanks to Praveena for taking the time from her schedule, especially for sharing the motivational stories, because many points are common in her life in the past, whatever she faced is with the students. So definitely, I'm very sure that the students got some motivation. And also, thank you everyone for attending this session. And Praveena, one last question. So those who are actually right now learning Salesforce, or they're thinking about Salesforce, can you give any kind of last statement suggestion about the Salesforce market and their future benefits about Salesforce market?
Salesforce will be in the market, definitely, because there are many projects coming in Salesforce. We need many members, many employees. Many companies need employees who have the knowledge. You get to see many people coming with fake experience, claiming that they have these many experience, but they have zero knowledge.
Right. Right. Okay. Great. So thank you, everyone, and thank you, Praveena, one more time. So, guys, let's meet.
Thanks to you, sir. Thank you to you, sir. Thank you. Really, I'm very, with the bottom of my heart, I'm saying you, thank you a lot, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
I wish I get people like you in every time.
Yeah. Thank you. We are also happy for your success. So, everyone, let's now meet again in the next Saturday with another success story of another students like Praveena. And till then, everyone, have a good time.